Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Timone Show. I don't have the up this time just because I'm just gonna have a bunch of just Google images up of different Boruto and My Hero Academia stuff because that's what we're doing today. We're doing a versus episode, so you know who I got for my guest today. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing excelente. I'm
Hell
having
yeah.
about to have some fun debating two of anime's most finest animes right now. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
dude, they're definitely gonna be the next Shonen top three. Uh,
Oh, definitely.
yeah, yeah, because I'm on Team Boruto right now. Even though we both love both shows, we probably both love My Hero a little bit more, just because it just brings that heat. But I'm gonna. I got a lot of shit to say about Boruto that a lot of classic Naruto fans would probably sleep on, and I don't have any sort of a subject breakdown yet. I didn't like. I don't know, I was kind of busy, and you were probably kind of busy too. If you got some sort of subject breakdown you would like to use, we can go and have it at it. But
I think it wouldn't be bad to go with our normal detail. Going, characters, music, uh story,
oh my god,
plot so far.
my
I think I,
hero, my hero.
I think right now, right now is a good they're both newer shows.
Yeah,
So they're both, I think, a year in, maybe a little bit longer. No,
Boruto.
they're about to be a year in.
Boku no Hero's on its third season, but if you go by like how other shonen shows like Naruto or Boruto and like Dragon Ball Super do, where they do it on the weekly basis. It's sort of about the same
Yeah,
episode wise, because like the first season of Boku no Hero had like 13 episodes, and the second season had 26, and I know this season's gonna have 25. So like yeah, it's My Hero's a little bit behind Boruto if you go by episodic wise, but
and I
they're
guess if you're going by knowledge wise too, because
yeah.
I wasn't when My Hero first aired. I was not. I think I came in when I came in actually like the third to the last episode because I didn't know there was a TV show.
I didn't
I,
know.
I got
I didn't know about it till like midway second season, so I'm like, oh shit.
well, my one of my good friends was like, "Yo, you like One Piece, you like Naruto, you like this, you would like this manga." And I was like, I'm not really trying to read new manga right now. I'm still trying to catch up on everything. Seven. I was trying to find the Seven Deadly Sins mangas
I gotta,
everywhere because, like,
I gotta send you a picture of my to read pile that just keeps on growing bigger and bigger and bigger every Wednesday.
dude, it's like it was like I was trying to look for all these different mangas. I had just found out for I don't know a lot of people know the show, but there was a show called Gangsta, and that had ended prematurely because the studio had went bankrupt and all that stuff. So I was trying to get everything together, and I was like, I'm not really interested. And then I had saw this fight between Bakugo and Deku in their first little training fight. And I was showing my friend, like, I found something new. He goes, "No, that's the manga I've been trying to tell you. That's My Hero Academia." I'm like, "What?" So I started reading it. I read all from the beginning to currently for the past like year and a half now. And might I say, great googly moogly. Let's go in. Let's see. How about we start with introduction, the first episode. You're in, these are brand new shows, brand new outlooks. Even though Boruto is a continuation, it's still a different show with different
It's
characters.
different altogether, although it's in some sort of like it's in the Naruto universe or whatever, and he's Naruto's son. He's directly related to Naruto. He's not a Naruto clone. He's not Goten. Like he's not.
Mm,
He's
good
nothing.
comparison.
He does have some of his characteristics. Like he's a prankster. He acts out when he doesn't feel like he is getting attention. Like, and that's just a common teenage trope. Uh, but yeah, we can start with introduction. Absolutely. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So, My Hero Academia. Now we've seen superpower. I'm sorry, I'm eating Skittles and M&Ms at the same time. I found this combination absolutely delicious. Dude, my niece had a birthday party, and they gave me a candy bag. And I guess they forgot that there was one bag of Skittles and one bag of M&Ms, and they just mixed them all together. So I'm kind of like, what? I'm not finna pick them out. I'm just gonna eat it like a grown up. But anyway,
well, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Well, you don't got a choice. I'm not really privy to Skittles, but anyway, so My Hero Academia, we've all seen animes about people with superpowers.
Yeah.
You know, One Piece is definitely the bigger one because it's like watching X-Men with anime. You don't know who has what. Everyone has different abilities or different variations of the same kind of ability. And so when you come into there, you're expecting a certain outlook. You know, it's a superhero anime. And then they hit you with the story. They start off by explaining the gist of everything so you don't have to sit there and wonder for the next 50 episodes if someone is going to tell you the origin of why people have superpowers.
Yeah.
The origin is that sometime a few years ago, about maybe 100 years ago, everything was currently up to date. You know, it was like probably like the 1900s and whatnot. A baby was born in China. Baby was born with superpowers. And then after that, kids were kept awakening superpowers to the point to where across the globe, 80% of the entire population of planet Earth had superpowers, and 20% were born without superpowers. And they even have a medical reason. If you didn't have superpowers, it's because they could tell by your foot because there'd be an extra bone in one of your toes. That's awesome. They explain everything perfectly. There is
like a short amount of time too.
Yeah, like 5 minutes. Yeah. It took 5 minutes. The character is what you would expect. You know, there what you kind of guess he would be the loser, the underdog, kid without superpowers, kind kid, curly hair. I will say it's a relief to see a character whom is the main character in a Shonen Jump who didn't have spiky hair. The spiky hair. Luffy doesn't have like spiky hair, like Super Saiyan spiky hair. But at the end of the day, his hair does kind of get a little spiky here and there.
Yeah, Midoriya is like dorky looking. He's got the freckles. He's got the long, bushy, fucking curly hair. He's like
curly hair, freckled wimp. He's a curly hair, freckled wimp. He's not a knucklehead. He's not like outbursty. He's not all annoying, like he's not even cool. Like he is a complete different archetype of main character that we have not seen in any anime. You're immediately drawn to it. Why is this nerd? And you have like automatic expectations. Like, okay, so he's a nerd, he's a wimpy, he's this and he's that. So in like the next few episodes, he's gonna get better. And then you finish the episode. And say the second episode, he's going to do this. And the third episode is going to do that. And each episode breaks the stereotype and the cookie cutter of what Shonen Jump animes typically include. You have characters, especially when you go further on in the manga, past what they are right now. I mean, this is one of the reasons why One Piece hooks me. And this is why My Hero Academia is, without a doubt, my second favorite anime of all time. The abilities range from absolutely absurd to unnecessarily badass. Yeah. And they don't just have powers cuz. You know, in a lot of anime, people just have power cuz.
A lot of anything, man. You can get into Western comics too and just be like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Just cuz. I was just born with it. There was no genetic mutation prior to me. My family wasn't like it. I just was lucky. Just cuz. They have scientific explanations for each individual fucking person in this entire show on why they have the ability, what the ability actually does. And they have weird names for it. You know, it's not like water. It's like hydro collection. Like, you know, they named their quirk specifically how it works. And it's beautiful to have a show to where, like, in One Piece, I even too am guilty of this, where I find faults in the abilities that these people have in Naruto, in Dragon Ball Z.
Like, what the fuck can Kanekuro do? Can he see the future, or can he make like wax or whatever like whatever the fuck he does with his ability that, like, when he made the earbuds for people in Big Mouth? What the fuck does Kanekuro do?
He sees like a minute or so into the future because his observation haki is that on point.
Okay.
His observation hockey is on point. But here's the biggest one that I'm like the biggest One Piece fan I've come across. Even when other people challenge my knowledge, they have failed miserably, and they shake my hand and be like, wow, you don't really have a life. And I acknowledge it. And so how does Luffy...
You gotta meet my friend Tonio, because I think you guys might be like either on par or like one of you is just slightly over on the One Piece knowledge.
Bro, how can Luffy generate fire? He is made of rubber. How does he do Red Hawk? At will. You know, not like he just has to rub his hands together or anything. And then my wife was like...
Sanji, how he spins really fast and like...
Exactly. Yeah. He uses friction. Yeah. He uses friction. It's not even... When he did it, he explained it.
Hold on. I think we talked about this on our Dragon Ball verse One Piece. And I think I had a solution where... Because, you know, it could just be like a very extreme version of Gear Second. Because that's what he vibrates his body real fast and gets into Gear Second. It could be the same thing for Red Hawk, just more extreme.
Well, we'll see. For Gear Second, he's pumping more blood into his heart than normal, accelerating his heart rate and seeing all that extra stuff, which still scientifically does not make any sense. But it's anime. It doesn't have to make sense. But that's why My Hero Academia is so unique. No one does anything without it being explained. And it's not like a year of being explained. It's not like every time. This is the first show I have ever watched to where when someone does something with their abilities, the other people don't narrate it. Yeah. The other people don't explain what it is. In Yu-Gi-Oh!, in Pokemon, in... One Piece and Super,
Brock is just the fucking, like, we already know what the fuck's going on, Brock. You don't need to tell us.
Or do it, but that gets so annoying. In Bleach, they do it. Dragon Ball Z, they do it. In One Piece, they don't do it. The narrator does it, but the narrator takes like 4 minutes to explain what the fuck is happening, as if we're not watching it. Like, oh, Sanji spins really fast, conducting enough heat and energy on the tip of his foot so that his leg can be on fire, but he can control it just a little. Motherfucker, I'm looking at him do it. He just said that. But like in the show, the narrator in My Hero Academia, the guy is having his ability. They don't even talk about it because half the time you don't know who the ability is or what the ability is. And the narrator like, hey, he can generate shadows that come from his stomach in the shape of a bird. Sweet. Let's keep it moving. You know, it's and so again, when you're watching the first episode, it hooks you because it is nowhere near this type of anime that you would expect, especially with Shonen Jump as its main creator. You know, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Gintama, Hunter x Hunter, they all pretty much have the same two archetypes. The person is either abnormally cool or extremely naive and childish. And this kid is like he's level-headed. He's non-confrontational. And he's driven, but he doesn't want to stand out yet. And so when you have a character, like even I tried watching Black Clover again. I think it's like the 5th time he's saying this on this show. I can't get into it. I can't.
I haven't even tried to because I just hear bad reviews.
Dude, it's like across every Shonen Jump you've ever seen, and then they try to add Gilbert Gottfried as a voiceover. It's absolutely terrible. It's garbage, dude.
I was riding my bike the other day, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, Gilbert Gottfried needs to have more voice roles, but not in an anime, unless it's like an old man or something like that. Or I don't know.
No, this kid is 14 years old, and he sounds like he's been smoking for at least 25 years. And so, when I saw the first episode, I was a little bit shooken, especially since I came in on like one of the last ones. And for those who have watched the first season, like third to last of the episodes, he doesn't really do much. It's focusing on All Might right now. And so I'm kind of like, okay, why does he wear this? How does he get into that? And I watched the first episode, and I literally was hooked because I'm like, I don't see how this kid, this dorky, nerdy, whiny kid, it's amazing. So how was the first episode for you for Boruto?
Boruto, dude, just that first whatever minute and a half, 2-minute intro where the Boruto he's a teenager. He's a late teen, almost growing into full adolescence, and he's got a scar on his eye, dude. He's got the fucking the slash. He's got the slash across his headband, like he's no longer he's a rogue leaf ninja. Oh my god, all sorts of and he's fighting this dude. This dude's all like, dude, I'm gonna whoop your ass like I whooped your daddy and shit. And he's all like, oh yeah, bring it. And then it was like, whoa, dude, someone was able to whoop Naruto and possibly Sasuke, dude. Like, no way. And then Boruto's all like, bitch, bring it, dude. I got this. And he's got his eye, his right eye is fucking glowing, dude. He's got this sword. What the fuck? What do they call it? He's got this Kekkei Genkai that's like beyond a Byakugan or whatever. Because we saw later on his little sister has like the most advanced fucking Byakugan out of the whole entire Hyuga clan, dude. She was fucking developed that shit at like 3 years old and was whooping ass. And but that's way later on. We see that shit. This is just the very beginning, and then you see him about to clash, and then it's like boom, and then it goes into the opening theme. Opening theme was great. And then you go into Boruto as a kid. And this takes place if you compare Boruto to Naruto. Naruto started on towards the end of Ninja Academy. Boruto starts in the beginning of Ninja Academy. This is like the first day of Ninja Academy, and he's running late, dude. He gets into some shit, dude. He helps out this kid Danky. This kid Danky's being fucked with or whatever by people, because he's just this little fuck. He's this little timid whatever kid, dude. He's Deko Midoriya in the Boruto world, dude. Whatever. Because this dude fucking in the latest episodes, dude, he's actually pretty fucking badass and tech savvy, and he can come up with some strategies and shit. He's solid. But in the beginning, Boruto's helping this kid out or whatever. They catch the train. They're getting fucked with again. And then Boruto's all like, this is what we got to do to stop these guys and make it to Ninja Academy on time. It's like, we got to wreak some havoc, dude. Fucking Uzumaki style.
Yeah.
And they do it. They crash the train into the into the Mount Rushmore of Konoha Village, and oh my god, it's crazy, and it's so funny because it's just right into Naruto's face, and like and then you also get this relationship that like Boruto does not get along with his dad, dude, and
His dad's garbage. That's why.
he, he
That's
is
why.
kind of garbage, but
He's
he's
pretty
not.
trash.
He's not at all, dude. Like,
I'm afraid. And I hate. I don't mean to interrupt you. One of the things
go ahead. I interrupted you, so yeah, go ahead.
The top four shonens: Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. Spoiler alert for those who haven't watched Bleach. He becomes a dad at the very end of the episode. And like at the very last episode, they like do a time skip. Blah 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 blah. I'm scared that Luffy is going to be a horrible father if he has kids. Because if you look at Goku, didn't really have a father, and he turned out to be a pretty shitty dad. Naruto didn't truly have a father. He did have Iruka Sensei, but that was like kind of here and there. Yeah. And he turned out now Naruto is a pretty shitty father. Ichigo had a dad. Growing up, he had a dad. He lost his mom. He had a dad. And at the end of it, he's actually a really good father. Luffy doesn't have a dad. Like, I'm afraid these guys are going to be pretty shitty grown-ups.
Hold on, dude. It's been shown throughout the anime in Boruto that before Boruto became Hokage, he was a really solid dad, dude. He was always around. He was there, dude. He was motherfucker taught Boruto Shadow Clone Jutsu. You know, how else did he learn that shit, dude? He taught his kids how to do some shit, and he was there. And then once he became Hokage, he was like, dude, I don't know if I was ready for this shit. I didn't realize all the pencil pushing and all this bullshit I was gonna have to do. And that was sad. And he overwhelmed himself, but he still found a way to not physically be there, but he used Shadow Clone Jutsu to try to make sure he can still be a part of his kids' lives or whatever, even though it's not his. He could use Shadow Clone Jutsu at the office, and he can use his real self there. I don't know why he never did that, but.
That's so true. I never thought about that. Oh, I never thought about that. Why didn't he just use the Shadow Clone for work? That's awesome. That's awesome. Continue, my good sir.
But this is more than the relationship between Boruto and Naruto. Boruto is pretty much well within the right to be like, dude, my dad sucks, dude, and like, and then you have Sarada coming in, all like, I want to be Hokage. He's like, why the fuck you want to be Hokage, dude? That shit's stupid, you know, like. So, like, automatically, you're all like, all right, this is not the same guy that Naruto is. This is definitely not the same. Like, they look, the only thing is they look the same. And he's got a potential to have Byakugan. That's all we know about Boruto so far, dude. His mom is Hinata and his dad's Naruto, and he doesn't like his dad. He thinks his mom's the shit. He thinks his sister, Himawari's the shit. So, and like, and from there, we were all like, damn, dude, this is something completely different. And I don't know if I could bring this up yet since we're just on intros, but, like, Boruto, because, like, Shippuden retconned a lot of fucking essential shit that was in Naruto, and it did it, like, wrong. Like, and then they even Shippuden even brought up their own shit, like, each ninja can only have 2 elements for their, but then you got Kakashi doing all 5. You got Kakashi doing, and I know he's the copy ninja, but even a copy ninja can't do all 5 fucking elements of jutsu and shit, dude. I'm like, that's not happening, dude. He's done water, he's done earth, he's done fire, he's done everything but wind. I don't think I've seen him do wind, but
yeah, no, he hasn't done wind.
Yeah, and I'm all like, and Boruto is bringing back the basics of both. Like, it's bringing back the basics of Naruto and bringing back the good shit that Shippuden retconned, and then getting rid of the other bullshit. And it's bringing back power scaling to basic tier.
Mm-hmm.
To instead of all this fucking highly god tier shit, dude. Like it's bringing them back to basic fucking tier, dude. Like we got all these cool fucking shinobi that are descendants or sibling or descendants or children of the shinobi we grew and loved, dude. We have fucking Metal Lee. Like they show us a little bit of
Matt,
all these
bro,
characters. We got
I
Metal
am
Lee.
waiting
We
for
got
Metal Lee
Shikadai.
episodes.
We got what'd you say?
I said I am waiting for a Metal Lee fight episode.
Yeah, because oh my, yeah, Metal Lee was insane. Everybody loves Rock Lee. Like if there, I don't know, if there's a single person that doesn't love Rock Lee. And fucking, I wonder. Here's the thing. I wonder if Rock Lee has mastered Drunken Fist, or is he if he's even aware of it yet, dude. I'm pretty sure now that he's an adult and shit, Guy Sensei could have been like, you know what, dude, like you're really master of Drunken Fist. You know?
You know what? I think it'd be dope if there wasn't a master for it. If it was just like there's no way to control it because there's no way to learn it. You just got to get drunk and attack.
But
That'd be awesome.
I just want to know if he's like aware of it now that he's like an adult and shit.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I can tell why Guy Sensei never wanted to tell him before. Because for one, he was a powerhouse and he couldn't be stopped, and for two, he was still a little kid. And
Right. Right. You're right.
But that is what I got for my opening for Boruto. And I just think it just did a really solid job of reintroducing these new characters and bringing back some of the old characters we know and love from Naruto.
Okay, so next we're just gonna go with the character, the different characters that help with the show. These are fairly new. It's kind of hard. I guess for me it'd be a little bit hard and a little early to compare them. Like we've previously stated, My Hero Academia is in their third season. I think Boruto is only in their second. If that
is, let's see, they had the first. I don't know. It's in the tuning exam arc right now. So
I was say yeah. So it could still be in first season if it hasn't transferred over to second season yet. But either or, no, it's in second season. It's in second season because the first season was the first season led up to Old Girl with the weird Jinchuriki cat thing.
Oh, the new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in second season right now because they're going into the movie. So
the movie ends second season.
Yeah. So My Hero Academia, when it comes to characters, now characters usually side characters and supporting roles and this, that, and your love interests and all that. They usually you can pinpoint them. You can pinpoint the kind of person and the kind of relationship this guy is going to have, or the main character is going to have with the other ones.
Yeah.
In My Hero Academia, it takes a minute for you to truly get it. It takes a minute for you to truly look at all the people around, because the first person you're introduced is Bakugo, the douche lord of all anime.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be the most annoying, arrogant. He's worse than Vegeta when Vegeta first thought he could turn Super Saiyan on Namek.
Yeah.
And this kid, you want him to be a villain so bad, so you can just, because you think it's like, you know what, just get it over with. Just go.
With him, I had the absolute opposite reaction. I'm all like, dude, this dude's gonna grow and learn and become better, which actually he's doing now. So, like, sorry.
Yeah. And it's like, and he's learning at his own. Like I said, I'm up to date on the manga for both of these shows.
I'm not. Because what killed me on Boruto manga was right after the tuning exams, he's fucking, he's escorting this annoying ass little rich kid around, and I'm all like,
yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I got it. And then, because that was like back when it was new, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta fucking wait till I can skip past this arc. And then
No,
and
the
then
show is so
I
weird.
haven't done it yet. This actually is reminding me that I need to do that.
It's really good, bro. It's really good. In the manga, I will say that the Boruto. If you read Boruto, you're gonna get to the point. It's doing. The Boruto manga does what the Naruto manga did. It got to the point. You know, in the shows and in the movies, that's when they did the prolonged stuff and they did the filler for this and the filler for that and so on and so forth. But in the manga, it goes straight to the point. They fought the bad guy, he lost, let's move on. That's how it is. And so with My Hero Academia with the characters, like I said, when I saw Bakugo, I was thinking to myself, he has one of the single-handedly most badass abilities, undeniable. And throughout the show, every single person that comes up to him or it gets or acknowledges his existence says he has single-handedly one of the most badass abilities.
He does, and he knows it.
And so when you have this kind of person, you have the kind of character. It's easy. Like in Naruto, you have I'll use Boruto for an example right now because they're pretty much at the same speed when it comes to different characters. There's a lot of characters that get outshined in Boruto that you want to see. They only show a glimpse of it. And in My Hero Academia, you start to get a little bit of that vibe when after they get to the school. After they get to the school, you already know what Deku can do. You already know what Kachan can do. You don't really care about anybody else. Then you meet Todoroki.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And you're thinking to yourself, when you watch this guy, oh man, ice abilities, that's incredible. And then you find out that he has fire abilities too. And you're like, oh shit. This guy is more badass than the other two. And then slowly they show every single body. They give every single person a shining moment. I was even surprised when they gave what was his name? Grape Rush? Calls himself Grape Rush or Grape Boy.
On his head?
The pervy kid.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
Dude, he is hilarious. And they even give him a situation where he's badass. Yeah. And the only person that they haven't shown who was badass is that invisible girl. I don't even know. Like the dude with the tail. The dude with the tail is like a black belt in like 18 different martial arts. Yeah. Like come on, bro. That's badass. Okay, he has a tail, but he could beat your ass. You ain't gonna catch none of these hands though. But
you know who wins for best girl best girl in My Hero? Fucking Sue. Oh,
Sue, yes. Frog girl, Froppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
She wins.
She's awesome.
Best girl, dude. She wins my heart every fucking time.
She's awesome. I like Momo right now, but I think that's just because I like her ability and I like her hair. She has like Sonic the Hedgehog hair, but like she can make anything that she wants. Like that's incredible. Anyway, but they give all the kids a chance. Like you learn about them slowly, but you learn about all of them at the same time. Yeah. They have like 18 different stories going on at once. And then you get introduced to the teachers. And then you get introduced to the villains. And then you get introduced to more teachers and side heroes and pro heroes and parents.
I want to see what the principal can do.
He's just smart. That's all.
Okay. Yeah,
he's smart. He's one of the rare few. He's an actual animal. He's kind of like a Chopper. Chopper ate the human fruit instead of a human eating the reindeer fruit. Yeah. He's an animal who his quirk developed in a laboratory, and he's super smart.
Okay.
So he is smarter than most humans. So that's pretty neat. But then it's so ill, especially when you find out, this big spoiler alert if you haven't watched any of My Hero Academia. But 3, 2, 1. I was giving them a chance. when you find out that All Might is dying, and you find out that Aizawa is pretty much a real hero because he doesn't want the fame. You know, it does take. I don't think it takes like a personal shot, but it does take a shot at One Punch Man. When, you know, One Punch Man, you're only as good as your popularity.
Yeah.
There's only. Oh, well, sorry. I thought
that's what I try to pass off. Like, even when One Punch Man like does some shit, like a lot of the other heroes are like, "There's no way he did that by himself." You know, they doubt him because he's a low class. Like, according to testing and shit, he's a low class hero, even though he's the GOAT.
Exactly, dude. He is, even in the manga right now. He's still a low level B. He got raised to B, but he's a low level B. And when you have these characters, you're like, okay, then you see these other characters who are fighting each other for not like literally fighting each other, but they're fighting for spotlight. And then you find out there's agencies and there's hundreds of these guys. And they just introduce them. You're like, what can they do? And then they just do it. Because, again, they don't take forever to explain to you their abilities. They just explain it. Look, I can become paper thin. Oh, I can shoot lasers out of my butthole. You know, whatever the case. They just say it. And they move around. And the characters, when, like, Todoroki found out that he had an abuse, they just actually touched up on that in the latest issue of My Hero Academia. Another spoiler. Todoroki, for those who don't know, he was a victim of what's called quirk manipulation. And quirk manipulation is the end result of a quirk marriage. And it's people who marry each other just to make a child with a super quirk.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, Endeavor actually was a very abusive and mean father and husband, to the point to where the mother grew so resentful of Endeavor because how many times he beats her and yells at her and tormented her so much because he got what he needed at the end of the day. He got Shoto. For those who don't know, Todoroki is his last name, Shoto is his first name. But they got Shoto. And it was like, oh, fuck it. I don't need you guys no more. I don't need any of you no more. I just found out that he has an older brother and an older sister. Never knew that.
All right, let me backtrack real quick before the brother and sister part. Even without knowing any of that information you just revealed to me and to whoever's listening, like, you get those vibes from his character anytime he sees his dad when he goes and visits his mom in the hospital and all sorts of shit like that. You already get all those vibes that's just how his upbringing was and all that shit, dude. So, like, even before it's like the reveal of that shit would be all like, oh yeah, I already knew that. You know,
like dude, it's so not glorifying that situation, but it's magnificent seeing characters like that and how they get manifested so easily, how they get manifested and personified in such a personal way that it's like you grow attached to this kid. Like, Naruto not having parents didn't do nothing to me. Like, oh man, that's sad. But like Sasuke's brother killing his family, that did something to me. It was like, oh shit. And it was like, oh, your parents sacrificed themselves for the village. Oh, okay. Yeah, your brother was so loyal to the village, he killed the entire clan. Whoa, fuck me.
Yeah.
And so, like, when in Naruto, it was definitely hit or miss. Even in One Piece, I cry a lot when I watch One Piece. When it's something like extra sad. Like, I just cried recently watching Seven Deadly Sins because there was this episode that completely caught me off guard and how incredible it was. And you get those moments where it's like, man, this is more than just a show. And that's the best feeling. In My Hero Academia, you get that in every single episode because of all these characters. Like when Deku for the first season and a little bit of the second season, Deku can't use his quirk without breaking that part of his body. or
Yeah.
breaking a part of his body. And Aizawa, not knowing anything about this kid except his enhancement quirk, which I'm surprised that they haven't given him like a name, because they gave everybody else a name, but they just kind of like, it's just Deku. But when Aizawa was like, if you can't throw this ball without destroying your hand or destroying your arm, you're out.
Yeah.
And it was so important because it was like, man, this kid not only in the show, this is like what, episode 4? Not only in the show did he spend the equivalent of 7 years dreaming about, he spent the last 10 months training for this.
Yeah.
He actually got into it, and now like a day later he's about to get kicked out if he can't control something that he's never controlled before. And he does it, and you see this kid, you see this guy who is known to disqualify. I mean, he's the Kakashi of his.
Yeah,
he's the Kakashi of My Hero Academia. He's known. He fights. He does. Even his ability is so completely OP. It's dope. It has drawbacks. He can actually put hands to you. And this dude is known to not give a damn, fail the entire class, move on with his life. And he smiles for the first time in what they said in a long time. They haven't seen him smile like that. And he smiles because like this kid at the very last moment completely leveled up in front of me just because he had to.
Yeah.
That's ill. And it still hurt. He still broke he broke his finger.
Yeah.
But he was still like, is that good enough? And he's just like, this kid is incredible. And it's like you get in, especially in the first season. The second season, they had their, it was kind of like here and there when they had those kind of moments. But in the first season, every single episode had that moment where you're like, this kid and this show. Yes, sweetheart? Yes. Nope, I'm coming up. This show is so absolutely phenomenal. Because it introduces growth in a comfortable way.
Yeah.
No one's dying in all even in One Piece, even Seven Deadly Sins, Hunter Cross Hunter. Most of them they level up because it's like Bleach is very notorious for it. It's only when they die, or it's only when they're about to die, that they get like this absurd amount of energy to level up.
Bleach
and do
was this
something.
fucking rinse and repeat. Oh, I lost my powers. I gotta get new powers. Like, all right, I lost those powers. Oh, I bet I got my old powers back now. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was so rinse and repeat every arc. I was like, oh.
And a lot of shonen jumps, just let's be honest, a lot of shonen jumps are. And I think that's why My Hero Academia and Boruto stand out, because it's very clearly not that.
Yeah.
It's very clearly not what we're used to. Even in Hunter Cross Hunter. Hunter Cross Hunter was very sad for me because I thought I was getting something different, and I wasn't. It was the same thing over and 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 over again. And with My Hero Academia so far in the 3rd season, with these characters, dog, they bring the best out of each other constantly. And it's constantly action packed because there's so many people and there's so many
There's so many people and they can do it in a way where it doesn't seem like congested or whatever. Just like Infinity War did with like they brought in all these people and it still felt solid. And they can do the same thing with My Hero. Like they don't introduce you everybody at once, which they kind of did in the 2nd episode, like with the students and everything. And then, but they do it real quick, and they have a little subtext in the fucking thing, like this is who this person is, this is what they do, so they don't have to explain it, fucking with dialogue or anything. It's there, it's in text, like right above, like One Piece is really good for that too. Like anytime they introduce a character, they're like, this is who he is, this is his ranking in the fucking position where he's from, and all this shit, dude. It's like what, and. I don't know. It's really cool. Like it's like My Hero, did a lot of the same things that Boruto was doing, And it's looking at classic shonen trope. Like My Hero actually has potential to be the new Dragon Ball, like to be the new shonen standard, right? And that's what Dragon Ball was for the longest time, was the new shonen standard.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about classic Dragon Ball here, not Dragon Ball Z, whatever, all that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
I'm talking about classic Dragon Ball. And and I think My Hero has what it takes to become the new shonen standard by all means.
So what do you think about what about the characters? What are the characters for your we can I think we should do it's not really like a versus thing for
Yeah,
this one. Like I said, they're very new. But we'll do one more topic and then I actually have to go
I heard you gotta go.
but I can squeeze in time for that because I want to talk about
Yeah.
plot. I want to talk about plot with this.
Okay. Uh, so the characters in Boruto, they appear to be Naruto clones of their parents or whatever, but they're not at all. Boruto is not like his dad at all. The only similarities they have is he likes to go off and do pranks and shit, and even that is totally underscaled from what Naruto was doing when he was a kid. Um, and I don't like to compare Boruto and Naruto, but there's like really no really other way to do it because that's just what you got to do. And and then you get Shikadai. You're introduced to Shikadai right away, and you're like, oh, dude,
Mm-hmm.
Shikamari's got a cool son, and he's almost exactly like his dad. Like, oh, dude, this is such a drag, and all this shit, dude. Like, but I kind of have a feeling that Shikamaru's dad was that same way when he was a kid. Even though we should get a fucking a Naruto prequel. That'd be dope. Fucking
Yeah.
like a 30 episode fucking Naruto prequel of fucking all their dads and shit growing up, dude. That'd be cool. Uh, uh, but anyway, you get Shikadai. You're introduced to Choji's daughter, Chochiro, I think her name is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Choo choo. Yep.
she is 100% awesome, dude. She's half Leaf Village, half Cloud Village. So her mom is from the Cloud Village, and she's a permanent resident of the Leaf Village now. Uh, and Chochiro is this awesome, dude. She's 100% sass, dude. 100% competence, dude. She's fat, like, cause she's got the Choji bloodline and shit in her.
Akamichi.
Yeah, but and she don't give a fuck, dude. She thinks she's like 100% sex. She's like, I'm a fucking independent black woman. I don't need no man, dude. That's her, dude. And she fucking brings it. And she's awesome. She
That's incredible.
she you get introduced to Sai's son. Ino and Sai had a kid together, and this dude's just weird. Um, like I don't know. He's kind of like a troll a little bit, dude. Like he just he likes to roast people and shit, dude. But he's mainly in the background. You don't see as much of him as you'd see the rest of Ino Shikocho. Um, the third generation of Ino Shikocho, or it could be even more than that. It could be like the fifth or so. We don't really know much. We don't like we said we needed fucking prequel of Naruto to see if there was
Yeah.
another Shikocho before them. Like it's like that's just the group they've always been in since the beginning of Konoha. Um, it's just weird. Like it kind of makes you think of how like incest the fucking Naruto world kind of is. But I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't. You get Sarada, the daughter of Sasuke and Sakura. She is 100% badass. She's awesome. Um, she's got she's got the strength and tenacity of Sakura, but she's also got like the same dark and edginess of Sasuke, dude. She's a perfect balance of both of those characters. And but then she also dreams of becoming Hokage. And like I said before, Boruto's like, why the fuck you want to be Hokage? That's stupid. But then later on, he starts to respect her idea, and he's all like, you know what? If you want to become Hokage, I'll back you up 100% of the way, dude. Like, because then he starts learning more about Sasuke, and he's all like, yeah, I want to be more like a ninja like Sasuke. So they're kind of like swapped roles if you compare from Naruto to Boruto. Like Boruto's playing the role of Sasuke, and Sarada's playing the role of Naruto, and it's really cool. They had the first Uchiha to be a Hokage. If you know anything about the Naruto lore, and how the Uchiha were basically just meant to be like the police and warrior class of the village, and they weren't meant for any sort of higher political uh, upbringing into the village. And then Naruto like basically killed that shit. He's like, nah, dude, that shit's dead, dude. Like a fucking leaf villager is a leaf villager, dude. Like there ain't no fucking we don't discriminate. Naruto killed that shit, and everyone's all like, well, yeah, dude. Like I guess so, yeah, dude. Like everyone's the same. You gotta give props to Naruto for that shit, dude. Like, but this ain't about Naruto. This is about Boruto. Then we go on the field trip, and they introduce all these hidden miss characters, and they were super cool. We get the one dude that the Misukage is training, the new Misukage is training, and that dude's really cool. But he's all sorts of conflicted and going with these people that are about the classic heritage of the hidden mist, the blood mist tribe, and all this shit, and and then like the new ways of what the hidden mist is trying to be, and then he gets caught up in the conflict, and there's all this stuff, and it takes Boruto to come in and bring him back. Like that's some of the shit that kind of kills me. They do the classic stuff with they did it in Naruto, they do it in Dragon Ball Z, they do it in Boruto, where fucking your main guy comes in and he don't save the day with his hands, he saves the day with his words. And it's like, I mean, that's kind of cool. They did that shit in the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's all it took. It was just to fucking talk the dude down and be like, dude, let's just hold hands and do it together. Or, you know, like, that's all it took. Come on now. And that sort of, you watch My Hero Academia, and they fucking they settle that shit with their hands, dude, and then they'll say the words like, after I beat your ass, they're like, all right, now fucking you gotta listen to me after, you know, like, because that's what it takes in real life, dude. It's like someone can teach you lessons all day long, dude, but we're so hard headed in life that like we gotta get hurt or get brought down in some sort of way before that lesson actually applies to our life or whatever. And they don't do it as hard in Boruto, unfortunately. And although we have these great characters, they all have a great dynamic with each other. They all like they seem like real like school kids, whatever. They all hang out with each other. Like everyone gets along. Some of them they'll hate on each other. Whatever. That's what school felt like to me, anyways. Like we all like roast and rip on each other, but at the end of the day, we all got along. I mean,
Right.
they're like I didn't associate myself with a lot of these kids that like fought each other or like and did all that shit. So I don't know what that sort of feeling is like. So when you watch this stuff, it feels like I feel like you were the same way. You just didn't get around trouble. You know, you knew some of those people that were doing it. You're like, that's not my cup of tea. Whatever. So and you watch these kids the same way in Boko, where it's you know, these kids just feel like they all grow off each other. They they learn off each other, dude. It's really cool. It's not just some one sided thing. Like these two shonen shows are bringing in the dynamics of teamwork and how essential teamwork is. Like even in Dragon Ball, they did the universe of power shit, and then Gohan's all like, "All right, dude, here's the strategy. Here's what we got to do." And as soon as that bell rang, dude, everybody split off and just started doing their own shit and just ignored the fucking as the team leader and shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like, and then like you got this, and every single dynamic episode where there's like high stakes involved in My Hero Academia. Deku is always there with some fucking strategy because he spent his whole life studying people with quirks and how to use their power. He knows how to use some of these people's powers better than they do because he's been studying that shit so hard. So he's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, and he just fucking like this dude is half dead after fighting this dude that could like
Thank you.
that just built these muscles that were fucking ripping through his skin and shit, dude. He was half dead after fighting this dude and whooping his ass. And he's still running through the forest and he's getting carried by the guy with the arms. And he's still coming up with these plans all like, all right, here we're gonna launch through here with your ice and we're gonna blast. I'm like, what the? I'm like, come on, dude, calm down for just 1 second. Even though you're saving the day, I'm like, how are you doing this? You're amazing. And it's just and then Boruto, man, you just got all these it's just in this final episode that just showed like Boruto's always been hating his dad, but then he actually found out like what his dad truly is to the village, and like because he's getting this giant freaking tailed beast looking bomb. Like it's a combination of like all these jutsus that Boruto is freaking wasting on this fucking dude. And I'm like, come on, Boruto, stop it. You just see him sucking that shit up, and he just keeps going until he runs out of scrolls. I'm like, you quit being a fucking moron. Quit it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And then he keeps going. So then the villain is throwing this thing, and Naruto's all, and Sasuke's like, Naruto could easily stop this, but it'll fucking blow up the whole village too. And then Boruto's like, "What, dude? Dad's this strong?" And Sasuke's like, "Yeah, dude. Like,
That episode.
Sasuke's like, I'm this strong too. So like, come on now, fucking chill." So, and then in the last fucking scene, they just show Naruto look back and smile at Boruto, and then Boruto's like, "Oh, what the fuck? No, Dad!" So like, we know Naruto doesn't die yet. If you've seen if you read the manga and you've seen the movie and stuff, but you still felt it though. You felt Boruto's opinion changing of his father so much. He was still like he's gonna be like, dude, you suck though. You're not around anymore. But like he's actually gonna have put him in hold him in a lot higher regards and stuff after that scene. Because he saw the villagers scream like, no, dude, just stop, you've done enough, like you don't need to do this anymore, like you saved us, dude, we're good. And Naruto's like, nah, dude, you're not. I'm gonna stop this shit. And Boruto's like, dude, my dad's the shit. I had no idea he was the shit, dude. Like, oh my god. Even though I think he kind of saw it in no, that was Sarada that saw how badass he was in Gaiden, in Naruto Gaiden. And when Sarada and Chojuro went off to Sarada thought her real mom was Karin, which was a really cool fucking concept to think that she like, and I was like, dude, she does kind of look like Karin, dude. She got the glasses, her hair is kind of like hers. I'm like, man, dude, yeah, it makes sense. And then I actually thought that because I didn't finish Gaiden right away. And like I read like the first 8, and then I didn't finish it right away. And I was like, dude, and I was running with that shit for like a year or so. I was all like, hey, dude, Sakura's not even Sarada's mom, dude. This shit's fucking wild. So like you got all these cool fucking concepts, and they do an awesome job of building off the Naruto world and making it its own thing.
That's dope. We're gonna have to do a second part, bro, because I gotta go.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll continue again.
All right, catch me next week, man.
I might be doing a finale verse for the next week's show for Once Upon a Time and some other stuff that was out, and then so our part 2 might be the week after that.
All right, no problem, man.
Yeah.
It was always fun.
It was awesome having you on. Normally, this show is sponsored by Coors Banquet, but they didn't have any at the store, so it's sponsored by Miller High Life. And and please make sure to like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. Leave some comments below, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.